What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to try another fun team that you guys can bring into the Evolution Cup, evolving around Lairon right there. Lairon, super spicy. I've used it a long time ago if you guys happen to remember that video, but we're pairing it with a Vigoroth safe swap. I mean, you guys know it's like the best Pokemon in the meta, so it's really nice to have on this team, especially with a backline weak to fighting. And then we're going to have Golbat there on the lead, which pairs, I think, very well with Lairon, having good cross coverages. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team in these battles. Give Lairon a try, and let's get right into it. All right, getting in the first battle, we have Golbat on the lead versus a shiny Haunter right here. Obviously, I am very, very fearful about an Ice Punch because Ice Punch just absolutely destroys a Golbat. So I'm going to insta-shield right here. And they decide to throw Shadow Punch, which I thought was very interesting. So maybe they don't have Ice Punch. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Poison Fang, and then I'm going to look to try to catch the charge move now on Vigoroth, knowing I'm probably going to get a shield right here. So I'm going to go ahead and one, and nope, I miscounted. They were already at another one, so I have to shield again. And this time, no, it's another Shadow Punch. It's not going to be an Ice Punch right there, but we do see them swap out into Zweilo, so we're going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang. And then I will be coming in with Vigoroth right here in a second, because Vigoroth with that counter damage is going to be doing a lot of super effective damage. We're really only going to be hit by one Body Slam, so we can tank this right here. This is perfectly fine. Double shinies already from my opponent, so they are flexing on me super hard. We're going to commit to that farm down right now, and I'm curious if there's going to be another dragon in the back. Sure enough, there is. There is going to be a Dragonair. So this is still going to be a close game. Dragonair does have access to Aqua Tail, which Lairon does not like, but we do get the final shield there with Body Slam, and we will be able to get to a second one here to chunk some damage. Now, this is going to be very interesting. Haunter's out of energy, but Golbat is relatively low. So what we're going to have to do here is soak a charge move on Lairon, try to catch the second charge move on Golbat, and then sweep with Lairon. Let's see if we can pull it off. First charge move coming through. It's going to be Aqua Tail. It is going to hurt, but honestly, that's not as much damage as I thought. I'm going to go ahead and swap now to try to catch the charge move, but they just swap into Haunter instead of throwing, and I don't think they were actually just at it. I think they're very close to the next Aqua Tail, but we should be able to barely farm down. I'm going to go ahead and stop attacking as well to make sure I survive with 1 HP in a Dream, so Dragonair gets less energy, and all I need to do is get to 1 Body Slam. Now, granted, had they gone to Aqua Tail right there, with the amount of health we had left, I think we would have survived based on the damage. So it would have been a very close end game, but good game, very well played to them. All right, next one. Golbat versus Magneton. So this is obviously a very tough one right here. We're going to have to go straight into Vigoroth, and they decide to swap into Zweilo. So this is now a free switch advantage for me. Counter is doing so much damage that I can literally shield once and then start putting some pressure on them to shield as well, and then just counter down. I can completely take the mid game right here. But unfortunately, Lairon is not a ground type. It's rock steel, which means I won't be able to resist those discharges from the Magneton, but we do get a shield, so we're going to go ahead and go for the next Body Slam right here. Try to force that second shield, and then either way, we're just going to farm down, but they decide to let it go. So we do take switch advantage, which is nice, and it's going to be another dragon in the back. So that's 2 teams already, double dragons in the back, and Vigoroth with counter and Body Slam does very well against it. So we do get the final shield now with Body Slam. They're going to go ahead and commit to the farm down, and we are now in a unique situation. I should, you would think, bring in Golbat here, but I'm going to bring in Lairon, because Golbat needs to close this game out for me. Lairon is doing all resisted damage to a Magneton, but Golbat has Shadow Ball. So we're going to tank the Aqua Tail. We're going to tank the second Aqua Tail as well right here, because Dragonair is loaded on energy. So they are energy dry. We're going to keep our shield, and we're going to swap into Golbat now to draw back out the Magneton, which does come out. Now, obviously, we're going to have to give up a shield right here, stop this charge move, and then we're going to go for that Shadow Ball right away, because with the amount of health that we have left, we should be able to take down Dragonair with just a Poison Fang, because we do have a healthy amount of HP. So this Shadow Ball right here, boom, one-shots the Magneton. And then we will see Dragonair come in, and we're just going to go for that Poison Fang. Now, they do get to the Aqua Tail in time, but again, we had so much health right here that we should be able to survive just fine and go for the Poison Fang to close this game out. So a little dicey right there, but honestly, I think the key to that victory was seeing these Zweilos come in. I would have suspected they brought in the Dragonair instead. It might have been a bit different, but we still could have pushed for switch advantage if we wanted to. All right, so we got a Hakomo, however you guys pronounce it, Hakamo, Hakamo'o. And this is actually a really good matchup for us right here because of Wing Attack doing super effective damage. So we're going to go ahead and throw that Poison Fang. They're going to no-shield it, but I will give up a shield right here and basically just try to commit to the farm down. Now, I believe it is 4 Dragon Tails to a Dragon Claw, and I will be shielding right here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. So there's 1, there's 2, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to risk it because I think 1 more gets them. It might be 4-3. It could be 4-4. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know down in the comments. But it's very close, so I decided to just go for the guaranteed takeout, take switch advantage. And we're also going to try to catch the charge move now on Vigoroth. I should have waited 1 more, but they decided to throw Poison Fang anyways, which is fine. We have a Lairon to hard cover the Golbat as well, and we do see them swap out into a Dartrix, which is very spicy, so double flyer in the back. We're going to go ahead and just go for Body Slam spam right here. Now, I believe they do have Razor Leaf, which is going to shred through Vigoroth, but not before we can get to 2 Body Slams in time. This is definitely going to come in clutch. If we get a shield, great. I mean, either way, shield or health. They decided to go for health. They're going to trust in Golbat to try to close this game out, which honestly might be tough for them considering we have a Lairon in the back. So we're going to go ahead and go for Poison Fang right away just to force that shield. But they decide to let it go, which is fine. And then Golbat comes in, so we're going to go ahead and throw another Poison Fang. This is going to help out with the Body Slam and Metal Claw damage because we won't be able to get to 2 Rock Slides, I don't think, in time. So the Metal Claw and Metal Claw and Body Slam should be able to close this game out. We're going to no-shield this. The way I lose is if I shield a Poison Fang because Shadow Ball is the hard-hitting move, right? So we no-shield the first one. It was a Shadow Ball. And then we're going to go ahead and shield the second one because it's going to guarantee that they can't get to a Poison Fang and a Shadow Ball by the time we get to double Body Slam. So we're just going to go ahead and shield this one because their only win con is if I no-shield it thinking it's a Poison Fang. So I'm just going to shield, and it's another Shadow Ball. Perfectly fine. We stop that. 1 more fast move when we get the Body Slam off, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. So Lairon, I think it's doing really well. I actually really liked its performance against Dragons and Flyers, and Celio as well it can beat, which is really nice. All right, moving this one. We got Dusclops here on the lead. Again, fearful of a Ice Punch, which Dusclops does have access to. Unfortunately, mine does not because I'm out of TMs, if you guys saw yesterday's video. But we will be letting the Shadow Punch go through. I thought it was going to be an Ice Punch, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and load up, and they decide to swap out into Vigoroth. So this is kind of a tough situation. I don't want to come into the mirror fight, even though we do have a Poison Fang down, because I'll have to give up shields, but I can go for double Poison Fangs right here. If they decide to let this go, I might just commit to the farm down. So they do decide to let it go, so we're just going to go ahead and basically commit. I'm going to give up a shield right here, and then look to farm down if I can. Now, it's going to be very, very close, so let's see. 1, 2, no, I don't think I'm going to make it. Just looking at the damage right there, I think they would have just barely gotten to a Body Slam right with 1 HP. So we're going to throw anyways, take him out, and we do see the Dusclops come back in, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into Vigoroth now to catch that charge move. They showed Shadow Punch on the first charge move, so now it's an Ice Punch this time. What the heck? Okay, that's fine. It's still neutral damage. This Dusclops as well isn't maxed out. I just noticed that in the combat power. So not the greatest showcase for this video, I guess. I didn't realize Dusclops was that low, but that's okay. We're still playing it as if it is a higher level Dusclops. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Bulldoze right here. We do get a shield, and we're going to let them go for the Ice Punches. I don't care if Vigoroth goes down. I still have Lairon and Golbat, and it's going to be a 1-to-1 shield right here. So we're going to try our best, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go for Body Slam. I know they're going to no-shield this, but I just want extra chip damage. That way Metal Claw can come in and farm down. And they decide to swap out into Dragonair, so I'm going to bring in the Lairon right away. Now, again, we've seen Dragonair face off against Lairon, Aqua Tail. It's going to take 2, basically, I would say 3, but 2 and a lot of Dragon Breaths to take us out. So we already know we can survive 1, but I'm just going to go ahead and shield anyways. And it is actually going to be a Dragon Pulse, which was interesting. I'm surprised they didn't go for Aqua Tail there. But we're going to go ahead and now go for the Rock Slide. Granted, right, that energy, we would have shielded 1 Aqua Tail, another Aqua Tail would have hit us, and we would still have a healthy amount of HP, so we'd be able to farm down right there. We will see Dusclops come back in. It decides to throw, but we still have our Golbat. We still have a little bit of health on Vigoroth. The Ice Punch, not going to take us out. So that's going to be a good game, and they decide to surrender right there. Kind of interesting one, right? Not typical for what we see, but that's okay. We got Golbat now versus Dragonair here in the final battle. So we're going to go ahead and stay in this one. I'm going to build up to Shadow Ball to try to threaten those shields. So I will give up. I believe I do decide to give up a shield right here. Nope, I decided to let the Aqua Tail go on this one. I did these battles yesterday, but we do decide to go for Shadow Ball now. I'm trying to force myself shield advantage as best as I can, or just take out Dragonair. And sure enough, we're just going to take out the Dragonair. That's fine. I will farm down, take switch advantage, and let's see what they decide to bring in. It is going to be Vigoroth, so we're just going to go ahead and instantly go into the mirror fight. I don't want that Vigoroth to get so far ahead on energy by countering down my Golbat. That is bad news bears. So we're going to go ahead and shield. They decide to bring in a Dusclops, which is now going to be very tough because they do have 2 shields. So we're going to have to be landing Bulldozes right here, but they're likely going to be shielding it. No, they decided to let that one go through. Perfect. Okay, so now I think this might be return. I think it might be return, and I want to try to save my Vigoroth, so I will shield, and sure enough, it was return. Switch Clock is coming back up as well, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam now that I've shown that I will commit to Bulldoze. They have 2 shields, so this is a good situation for them to shield, which means it's a good situation for me to shield bait, and I'm going to try to catch the charge move now on Lairon, banking the energy there on Vigoroth, but this might have been a slight mistake. Shadow Punch is going to do neutral damage, but this allows them to come in with their own Vigoroth. I should have tried to catch the charge move on Golbat, but I was also concerned they just fully farm me down, but I'm in kind of in a tough position considering even though I did win lead, that Vigoroth got slightly ahead on energy and they swapped out into a Dusclops. So what we're going to have to do here is try to catch the charge move if I can. So I decide to, instead of switching to catch the charge move, I said to blind come in with Golbat to force that initial energy. But they did fully farm down, so now this is going to be a very tough race because obviously they're going to be at another Body Slam. So we'll have to see if we can survive. If I can get to the next one in time, no, I cannot. That is unfortunate. So this Body Slam should be enough to take us out. We hang on with 1 HP, but we both go down to counter right there. Good game, very well played. Just goes to show how strong Vigoroth is in this meta if you just give it shields and let it ride. So really fun battles. I was pretty happy with the performance from Lairon, especially pairing it with Golbat. I think that's a nice combination. And again, if you face off against those Dragonairs, you have to watch out for Aqua Tail, but it's not a one-shot, right? It's like a third, maybe a little bit more than a third of your health. So you can survive 2, but it's going to be pretty dicey there at the end. And obviously, Vigoroth is very strong. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.